Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to I Am Pinky. I'm not ashamed. I'm going live right now because I want to talk about mental health disorders, mostly about anxiety and depression because that's what I suffered for years and years and years. I used to find people very, very supportive, mostly I think because I talk about my anxiety disorder. And everyone knows how it feels to have anxiety. We know how it feels if we're scared of going on a plane or we've had an anxious week and things like that. Hi, Vimo, India, how are you? Hi, it's a Diaz thing. Hey, guys, how are you? Thanks for joining. The reason I've gone live is I've noticed a few things on Facebook lately where you've got these gurus posting their wonderful things that they know all about depression. At first, I was thinking, oh, this is great. They're putting some positive stuff out there because the truth is, I do believe anxiety and depression can be cured, definitely healed, and there's a lot of sick people getting the wrong advice out there. But when you've got these gurus sitting there saying, oh, you just need to get out more, you just need to exercise more, you just need to do this and do that. No, no. Don't start putting it out there that thanks, love my accent. Thank you. Hi Monica, how are you? Thanks guys for joining. Just feeling a little bit frustrated. So I'm somebody that is very positive about my mental health disorder. I even created a Facebook group called Healing Mental Health Disorders because I really do believe they can be healed. I do believe a lot of people are misdiagnosed. And then doctors are too quick to give medication out. I believe there are a lot of medications out there that are causing mental health disorders too. So I'm someone that doesn't push medication. But also mental health disorders, they're all different. So you can have an anxiety disorder, you can have depression, you can have bipolar, you can be schizophrenic, you can have postnatal depression. There's a whole range of mental health disorders, and I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert on all of them. But I am aware that things like schizophrenia and probably postnatal depression and stuff definitely need medication. Now, I want to say I am very, very I try and really promote natural healing. So for me, with my anxiety disorder, I honestly believe that cutting out the poisons in my food. Oh, thanks, Costello. Thank you. Wasn't sure about going live with such a heavy topic, but like I said, I'm getting really frustrated seeing all these gurus promoting their stuff on Facebook, and really what I feel like they're saying is there's no such thing as depression. It's just you're working too hard, you've got to take more time out for yourself and all this sort of stuff. Those things are true. Okay, so hi Nova, how are you? Thanks for joining. Yes, thanks Costello. Lots of us do deal with it. Now, if I had, hi Presidential TV, how are you? Thanks for joining. So if I had something like cancer, oh, thank you. If I had something like cancer, people would expect me to take time off to go and do the medicine and, like take medicine, do chemo, whatever. You would take the time off. Now, I was very, very lucky that when I got sick and had my nervous breakdown, I was in a position where my husband worked, we had money, I was in a job that was very flexible, so I was able just to do a few hours here and there, so I was able to keep my job. But mostly where I was lucky is because I didn't have to work 40 hours a week just to survive, I was able to take the time out to heal myself. So that meant I could buy the right foods, cut out all the sugar, get an exercise bike to start exercising. I do believe poisons in food, your MSG, your sugar, your additives and preservatives, I actually do believe they were a huge cause of my anxiety issues. That's me personally. So if I go and have McDonald's today, I will have anxiety and have a panic attack in the next few days from all the sugar, MSG and that sort of stuff. So for me personally, I found what helped me heal my anxiety and depression was a change of diet, exercise. I was able to sleep for at least 6 months. I call it my sleep therapy. I was literally sleeping in the morning and sleeping in the afternoon. I did a lot to cure myself. I personally did not take medication because I was also lucky enough that my husband's workplace offered free counselling. So I was able to go and do cognitive therapy. I was going to see a counsellor 3 times a week at first. Now, most people don't have the time or the money to be able to do that. So when I see these gurus on Facebook promoting their things, oh, you just need to take some time out for yourself. You just, you need to be healthier and exercise. It's like they're putting this blanket statement on all mental health disorders and saying you wouldn't have a mental health disorder if you just exercise right or you ate right. That's not true. That's actually not true. The thing with mental health disorders is there's more than one trigger. So there is more than one cure. So yes, someone like me probably had a lot of triggers in my childhood, just different triggers. We all have things happen in our childhood. So for me, I need a lot of cognitive therapy. I started doing The Secret, a lot of positive thinking, and it really helped me change my thoughts. That was great. Oh, thanks, Inde Rosie, in for stopping by. Bottle caps, yes, everything is pink. Pink is not just a colour, it's a lifestyle choice for me. Pink makes me very, very happy. I guess that's part of my whole positive thinking. But the thing is, if people met me just in real life, I'm an extrovert. I appear very confident. I've had a good life. I'm well educated. Have a great husband, family, grandkids, all a great life. I live in a great house. I have a great job. All those things. And yet I still ended up having a mental health breakdown 7 years ago and ended up with a really bad anxiety disorder and minor depression. It actually took me 3 years of really hard work to start getting healed. I actually ended up having a whole year where I had no anxiety or depression at all, which was just amazing. Nowadays I do still get some anxiety. I get into little slumps where I sort of have to put myself to bed for a few days, and I try and just realise I've got to eat healthy, exercise and do all those things and use all the cognitive therapy stuff that I learnt. Hi Benjamin, how are you? Thanks so much for joining. Thanks everyone for joining my live chat, especially as I've only gone live to talk about quite a serious topic. But as I said, I am sick of seeing these gurus on Facebook acting like they know what depression and anxiety is or mental health disorders and just telling people they don't need medication and they can just do this and they'll be fine. They'll be fine. If you had somebody, what triggers my anxieties? Okay, Benjamin, I feel like, I had some traumas growing up. My parents divorced, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. I don't like to blame my childhood, but definitely some triggers. I was sexually assaulted at 16, so definitely some of that PSTD I feel. For me personally, I really think my biggest triggers were poisons in food. When I was poor especially, I just ate crap. A lot of poisons like in takeaway, sugars, MSG, additives and preservatives. So nowadays I really have to watch that. A lot of the time if I have a really bad day of anxiety, I can literally look back on the foods I've eaten and realise that they have triggered my panic attacks and stuff. So for me, like a lot of that was probably cognitive therapy. Now, if somebody... I don't think medication for mental health is a cure. It's not a cure. People don't take medication to be cured. But the shame of it is when doctors prescribe medication, they don't get these people having cognitive therapy. They don't tell them not to have sugar. They don't talk about healing yourself, pampering yourself, loving yourself. So all that cognitive therapy stuff is very, very, very important. But also putting a blanket statement over mental health disorders, you're really negating people that have schizophrenia and delusions and all those sorts of things. I'm not an expert on schizophrenia, but you cannot tell someone with schizophrenia they don't need to be medicated. And I had a friend who got postnatal depression very badly, had never had mental health problems. So for her it was the hormones, absolutely the hormones that set off her postnatal. So did she have to be medicated? Yes, absolutely. She had to be medicated. Hormones, I think, are a huge thing. So what I've discovered is people with thyroid problems tend to get anxiety disorders. So I feel like anxiety in itself can actually be an indicator of the whole autoimmune disease and your body attacking itself. I think people forget that a lot of what happens in your mind is a physical cause. So when these gurus are saying you need to exercise or you need to do all this, they are right. They are absolutely right. You have to look after your physical self. But like I said, having anxiety or depression, there's not one cause, so there's not one cure. So the way I healed myself and cured myself was I cut out sugar, I cut out MSG, I cut out additives and preservatives in my food. I did start exercising, but I also went to a counsellor and learned a lot of cognitive therapy, how to change my thinking so that it was more positive and healing. I was very lucky. Someone gave me a book called You Can Heal Your Own Life by Louise Hay, and I buy it for everyone. Like, I literally buy it for everyone because she teaches you how you can use your mind to heal everything in your body. She was diagnosed with incurable cancer and using metaphysical science, which is cognitive therapy, positive thinking, and she went on a health kick as well. She actually cured herself from incurable cancer. So I do, firstly, with these gurus on Facebook, if they were just coming in positive and being like, I can help you heal yourself, I'd be like, yes, finally somebody is going to tell people with mental health disorders, you can be helped, you're not stuck with it, you don't have to be sick for 30 years. Like, there are ways to help you. But then when you listen to them, they're pretty much really saying that your mental health disorders don't exist, that you're just sad or you're just this, you just need to go exercise. No, that's not true. So that has very much frustrated me. So I really had to go live just to do a video. Hopefully this will help people with mental health disorders. One, you are not alone. Lots of us suffer. Two, no, there's not a quick fix. So my advice is listen to everything everybody says helped cure them and then do it all. Like, literally, when somebody told me to cut out sugar, I cut out sugar. When somebody said I was lacking in magnesium, I started taking magnesium. When somebody said I needed to exercise more, I exercised more. When somebody said I needed to go to a counsellor, I went to a counsellor. So don't get me wrong, do it all, because you need to do it all to fix yourself and cure yourself. But don't ever listen to people that want to negate what you're going through or make you feel bad. I was actually really lucky. I talked about my anxiety and depression on Facebook because I'm Pinky and I'm not ashamed. So I'm not ashamed of anything. I'm certainly not ashamed of the fact that I got very sick and had a nervous breakdown. I'm not ashamed at all. So I only had two people say, not something negative, but something maybe inappropriate. I had one friend tell me I just needed to do The Secret more and catch up with friends more. I was like, sometimes it took me all week just to get out. He didn't mean it as a negative. He meant it positive, so I let it go. And back in the day, hi Ken. Oh, hi YouTube Nito. Hi T-Love. Thanks everyone for joining. Hi Benjamin. Sorry guys that I've missed you. So no, what I do is go outside more and take vitamins. Yeah, Benjamin, I definitely agree. You need to take more vitamins and heal your body. So a lot of people with anxiety and depression, dogs, are lacking in magnesium and vitamin B. So I definitely tell people to go and heal themselves with different vitamins. Definitely we need more sun. So a lot of people get SAD, which is seasonal affect. Shush dogs! Seasonal affective disorder, and that's because they're lacking in sun during the winter. Oh, Ken, why are you retracting your messages? You don't have to. You can say hello and say whatever you want. Have you tried Kratom? No, Skywatch Central. I haven't actually tried that. I will screenshot that and have a look. So the things that I found helped me. Sorry, just gonna turn my dogs off. Gucci, stop it. The things that I found, Pinky needs weed. Yeah, let's be honest, marijuana is probably the best cure-all of everything. Things that I found helped me was something called Rescue Remedy. Sorry, this is actually frustrating. It's like she only wants to bark, but stop it. Stop it. Oh, maybe the postman's here. Yeah, so what I found is something called Rescue Remedy. That was great. It's made out of herbs. I found that very, very, very helpful. I found something called valerian was very, very helpful to me. That definitely cut out my nightmares. My nightmares were crazy. I could barely sleep at night in the end. So valerian helped that. Something called Nervitona also helped. So 3 natural calming things that really helped. I think the postman's here. Yes, sorry. Hang on a second. How are you? Sorry, just getting the... Sorry, I'm just live on YouTube. See ya. Okay. All right, I should know when the dog's barking like that, but the postman's here. She hates the postman, like every dog in the world. What's Gucci, everyone? Oh, hi, Joji, how are you? Hi, So Wavy, how are you? All right, I'll show you my dog. Like, look at her. She's a tiny little poodle, and she thinks she's tough as. So, yeah, sorry, going back to my live chat. Yeah, I just thought it was time to go live and talk about mental health disorders because I'm really frustrated with what I'm seeing on Facebook with gurus telling people with mental health disorders it can be easily fixed. As I've just said previously, there was lots of natural things I did to get myself well, definitely. But they all work together. I couldn't just, go camping or go this. No, I had to do it all and it took me years. So, I needed to sleep more. So, but it was a lot of sleep. I called it my sleep therapy. Yeah, I had to go to counselling, do cognitive therapy. I was going 3 times a week for months. Like I went to counselling for 9 months. Exercising, yeah, that's great. But when I first had my breakdown, for me to exercise, I could literally only walk down the street. And that's literally how I started. I started off walking down the street or doing 2 minutes on my bike. 2 minutes is the only exercise I could do. I mean, now I'm a lifeguard and, you can do 30,000 steps in a day and stuff like that. But when I was really sick and had depression and anxiety disorder, the most I could do was get on a bike for 2 minutes. I've tried to explain, before to people, depression isn't about being sad. We all get sad. We all have grief. Depression is like being so tired that you can't do anything. So I have a mountain out the back of my house. Anyway, I used to try and explain that for me, even getting out of bed was like the idea of that I knew I had to climb that mountain up and down 100 times. So back when I was sick, I would literally get myself out of bed, go into the shower, have a quick shower, and would you believe I'd then have to go and lay on my bed for 5 minutes to recover before I could then get dressed. Because it was so hard just to get out of bed and get in the shower and get dressed. Now, that's something we all take for granted. Get up in the morning, get dressed, have breakfast, whatever you do in the morning, you do it without even thinking. If you have depression, you are so tired that doing that is like, it's just really, really hard. And then if you have anxiety on top of it, so someone like me would have, because I knew I had to get up the next day, would have been feeling anxious for days before I even had to get up. Then I would be so anxious, I'd be having panic attacks and nightmares all night long. So I wouldn't have slept, and then I'd have to try and run up that mountain 100 times just to leave the house. So, hi, Akko. I have anxiety and depression myself. Thank you for saying that. Sorry, Rana Barna. Sorry for the guys I'm missing. I know I'm just going off in my own tangents. It's this is a video I guess I've been wanting to make for a while, to talk about my mental health disorder. Mostly because I'm actually really proud of myself. I'm not ashamed that I got sick, and I was really, really proud of my journey and how strong I was. But it took me years and years and years to get myself better. So yeah, I just had to go live and counteract all those gurus that are now on Facebook trying to be positive and saying all this positive stuff, but all I'm hearing is that they're negating the disorder. I don't feel like they had it. Yeah, we've all been sad. We've all had sadness. We've all been anxious. But that doesn't mean you have anxiety. That doesn't mean you have depression. I always wanted to do some positive thing and post it all over Facebook and tell people how they too could heal themselves and cure themselves. But now I'm seeing these gurus do it, and all they do is sound like they're telling people they're not really sick and that they should just be able to snap out of it. Snap out of it. I can tell you something. I'm one of the strongest people I've ever met. I really am. I'm strong and I'm loving and I'm kind and I have a great life. I was well educated. I'm smart. I've read books, all of those things. But guess what? One day I still had a nervous breakdown. One day I was at work and I worked in a kindy, which I loved. I don't talk about this very much, okay, because I just try and talk positive. But, okay. One day something happened at work, I can't even remember. And it devastated me so much. I had a breakdown. And I walked into the toilets and I literally sat on the toilet floor. And I cried for an hour. I didn't even think I was going to be able to leave that toilet. And but I was very lucky. I rang my husband and I said, you know how your workplace give free counselling? And he's like, yeah. I was like, I think you need to ring your boss and get me an appointment. And I'd been talking about maybe needing counselling. I'd been having anxiety and all this stuff. So I joked about it. Oh, I get seasonal depression. Oh, I have panic attacks. And was just fobbing it off until that one day, and I just couldn't stop crying, and I knew I was really sick, and it was time to get myself well. And I only live in a small town, so literally to drive uptown is like a 5-10 minute drive. I don't know, but the appointment was uptown, and oh gosh, driving there was like one of the most hardest things I've ever done in my life. Sorry guys, I was going to be all positive. I just wanted to counteract some of these gurus, and now I'm getting all sad. It's because I don't talk about this bit very much. I remember walking into the counsellor and she said, "Why are you here?" And I just said, "I don't even know how to tell you anything." And then I just cried and cried and cried. And I said to her, "But I can tell you right now, this is literally, I feel like this is the first thing I've done for myself without thinking about anybody else. The first thing I've ever done for myself in at least 10 years. Just sat there and cried. Luckily for me, I was had found a counsellor that was very, very good. And she said to me, "Don't worry, I can cure you. You're going to be fine." But 9 months of counselling. I started off at 3 times a week and gradually went to 2 times and then 1 time. And thanks, so baby, yeah. Your favourite colour is now blue. My husband's favourite colour is blue too. That poor man has to live in a pink world and he hates pink. Okay, yeah, so not to get too sad. Okay, because the truth is I talk so much about my mental health disorders in such a positive way. I remember a few years after talking about it on Facebook, a girl come up to me and at the pub, and she said to me, "Do you know you actually make it okay for the rest of us to suffer and be sick?" And I was like, what do you mean? It's because if someone like you is sick, it's like it's okay for the rest of us to be sick. And I just took that as the biggest compliment. And I was always so glad that I talked about my journey on Facebook. I did actually have one boss say to me after a few years, she goes, "Oh, She goes, I'm not being mean or anything. She said, but maybe you shouldn't be talking about your mental health journey on Facebook because it might stop you getting jobs in the future and, that sort of thing. And luckily, I was a little bit better by the time she said that because I sort of went, she put me in a panic attack and I went home freaking out. And then I was like, actually, no, she said it to be nice, but I realised how wrong she was. So I went back the next day to her and I said, thank you for saying that because you believe that you are saying that because you are being caring. I said, but if I had cancer, would you have come up to me and told me not to talk about my cancer on Facebook? And of course she said no. And I said, that's right. I said, so not only will I not be that I still will be talking about my mental health journey on Facebook. I said, all you've done is show me that I have people on my Facebook I shouldn't have. So I just went through and deleted some people that worked in the Dex department because I was just like, they're the ones with the problem, not me. But it nearly threw me. But yeah, I will talk about my journey. I hadn't realised I hadn't really talked about my actual breakdown until right now. I tend to just focus and tell people all the positive stuff I did after my breakdown. Because as I said, I do have a Facebook group called Healing Mental Health Disorders. Because I believe that we can be healed when doctors tell mental health patients that they're going to be sick forever. I think you are doing them an injustice. Not only can we be healed, but all of us can be made better. If a doctor keeps throwing weird medication at people that causes more mental health problems, no, then you're not going to get better. If a doctor gives you some medication as a stopgap, like something to help you while you get the rest of your life in order, you will get better. You need to, if you have any issues, you need to go and find a counsellor that can help you. And like I said, you need to do every single thing people tell you will help. So if somebody says walking 30 minutes a day will help your depression, walk 30 minutes a day. If somebody says cognitive therapy will help, go and do it. If somebody says take magnesium, do it. Do it all, because I promise you, you really will have to do it all to get well. You have to heal your body, you have to heal your mind, you have to heal your heart. Like, you have to heal it all. Hey, Kent, pharmaceuticals will kill you, Pinky. Yeah, I never took any medication. I try not to be anti-medication because, like I said, there are people that need people with schizophrenia, postnatal. There are times that medication can be used, for say a 6-month term. But when people tell me they've been medicated for 20 years and they're no better, yeah, I'm going to say the medication's not working and they need to be doing other things. But that doesn't negate the fact that they don't need help. Doesn't mean they can just stop medication and snap out of it. Wait. Look, there's nothing wrong with marijuana. I think in a lot of countries it's becoming decriminalized. I know in America, you can, if you have an anxiety disorder, you can get marijuana prescribed. Personally, it's going to sound really weird, but I would probably, I actually would rather people were medicated with marijuana because that doesn't hurt them. I had a friend that went to the doctor just because he'd broken up with his girlfriend and was definitely having, like, I don't want to diagnose him, but anyway, he, I'm not going to say too much on here, Ken. So they gave him depression medication. Anyway, a few weeks later, I see him and he's pretty much suicidal. And this guy, not a suicidal thought in his mind, never. Anyway, you could tell he was suicidal. So I asked him to show me his medication, and the very first thing it said was, out of side effects, can cause suicide. Yes. His medication for depression, the very first side effect was it can cause suicidal thoughts. Yeah, we took that medication off him. So that's why people are anti-meds. I get it. I definitely think people are overprescribed meds, just given medication. I don't actually think you should be given mental health medication unless you are a psychologist. So a general practitioner throwing out these meds that can cause more issues than they fix, definitely a problem. So if gurus wanted to go out there and start teaching people how medications are causing problems and how they should be used compared to how they are used, then I would be like, go gurus, go Facebook gurus. But that's not what they're saying. These Facebook gurus are going on Facebook and telling people that they can just snap out of it. They don't need to be medicated. They don't have real problems. They just need to go for a walk. Yeah, right. Fuck you. Oh, can I say that on YouTube? Stuff you gurus that have probably never had a mental health issue in their life. So, yes, I had to go live and just talk about my own anxiety and depression. I wanted to make it clear that, yes, I definitely believe people can be healed. Definitely, there are ways to heal ourselves, but there is more than one way to heal yourself. You didn't get sick in a day. So you're not going to get well in a day. I remember when I first got sick saying, I'm going to give myself a year to heal. When I got to the end of the year, realised that I was still sick. So it definitely took me longer than a year. Kent Doc told me I was manic depression, ADHD. Look, I hear that. Like I said, I didn't go to the doctor when I got sick. Because I just felt like a GP was just going to medicate me and not help me. I actually went to a counsellor who specialised in anxiety disorders. Like she goes, sorry, I too, not going to lie, I believe I probably did have ADHD. I have thought about going to get myself tested because I've probably come under the, say, Asperger's autistic umbrella too. So, yeah, but it would cost me $2,000 to go get tested. And truth is, I like myself, so I don't really care. I don't want to go and get diagnosed with something just for somebody to go and medicate me. ADHD is real for people, but I don't believe it can only be fixed by medication. I feel like we give kids calming medication because we want them to sit in a school for 8 hours. And whether you have ADHD or not, that's pretty hard. That's pretty hard. So, yeah, ADHD is definitely a real diagnosis. I don't believe it's fake, but I do think medicating our children is not the only way. There's definitely ways we could be helping them. We could be cutting out their sugar, the MSG, all those things, because I do believe there are some of us that are definitely more sensitive to this stuff. Some people I've tried to say, if you cut out sugar, blah, 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 they look at me like, yeah, right. Look, if you can eat sugar and crap and junk food and all that and not have a mental health disorder at all, you eat that crap. I'm telling you, you eat whatever you want. There are people like me who have anxiety, yes, probably ADHD, come under the spectrum. Like, there are people like us who that stuff is affecting. So we do need to have it cut out. And I think we need to have it cut out before they start over prescribing medications. I'm not 100% against Ritalin. There are people that need, different medications. But do I think 5-year-olds, I see it in foster care all the time, where what they're doing is these kids need to be, they've probably got attachment disorders and they don't have their parents, for crying out loud. They have anxiety, depression, they have all these mental health issues, and then they just go give them Ritalin to calm them down. And that upsets me. So this overprescribing of medication does upset me. But yeah, we definitely don't need gurus on Facebook going around saying nobody needs medication and you just need to exercise and live healthy. You just need to go camping and you too will be fine. Touch to life. Blow all those people that don't get it. So yeah, I just had to go live and vent, talk about my mental health disorder because this is who I am. I am Pinky and I'm not ashamed. I want to thank everyone who has joined in this chat and kept me company while I had my little vent. It made it a lot easier to go live and talk about my mental health disorder. If anybody feels like they need some help and would like some healing tips, please check out my Facebook page called Healing Mental Health Disorders. It's all positive stuff. We're not anti-meds. but I do make it clear that I wasn't medicated, and that I was very lucky to have different things offered to me to help me heal myself. But doesn't mean I'm anti-meds. But if you would like other things that will help you on top of your medication and instead of your medication, come and check out my group, Healing Mental Health Disorders, on Facebook. We're a small group, but I do believe we can be healed, but not the way these gurus are trying to say it. All right, so again, thanks everyone for joining. You guys are amazing. Oh, hang on. Just had a little ad pop up. Sorry. Yeah. Doc says, yeah, sorry, Kent, that all you were offered was pills. Yeah, you guys are right. Sorry, guys. That's so true. Anyone will have trouble concentrating, sitting in an uncomfortable desk for 8 hours learning boring propaganda. Exactly, Skywatch Central. Now, that's a whole nother topic. But I, as a conspiracy theorist, I believe that they make kids sit there reading those books and stuff so they are bored, so that kids think that they hate to read, because reading equals knowledge and knowledge equals power. But that's for a different video. Again, thanks everyone for joining. I hope it made some sense, and I hope people understand, do not listen to these gurus on Facebook about mental health disorders. They don't know what they're talking about. Mwah. Love you all.